UFC Fight Night Paris, Gane versus Tuivasa just took place, and I'm going to go through the entire card, starting with the early prelims, ending with the main event, giving my reaction and breakdown to every single fight on the card, and my overall event recap as well, because this was an amazing card of the year potential type fight card. Let's start straight away with the early prelim opener of Stephanie Egger versus Aalin Perez. Aalin Perez had some moments. She got a takedown. Both girls landed some strikes here and there, but at the end of the day, Stephanie Egger does have the way better grappling, and I said she'd get a submission win, and she got a submission win over Aalin Perez. She's very good at grappling. Stephanie Egger's very good at grappling, and this just goes to show how good Mayra Bueno Silva is at grappling as well. She's got a judoka gold medal, I believe, and she's very good. She's got good hip control as well. She found herself back on top after being taken down herself in round 2, got back up, got to the back, really well adjusted as well to find herself the rear naked choke, and Stephanie Egger got it done by second round submission. She's really good at grappling, so if you don't have a grappling background, or I don't have experience of you being able to out grapple someone good, then I'm not going to pick you to beat Stephanie Egger. I only picked Mayra Bueno Silva to beat her so far, and that's how it's held up. Stephanie Egger gets it done. Moving on, up the card, Khalid Taha versus Cristian Quinonez. I went with Cristian Quinonez as the underdog. I said he would get this one done by TKO, and he got it done by TKO in the first round. I was on fire tonight with my predictions, if I do say so myself. Cristian Quinonez, too fast, landed a nice little right hook in the middle of an exchange, sort of to the sort of behind the ear area of Khalid Taha. Rocked him badly, put him down, but it was the follow-up shot that really sealed the deal. However, just remembering it, a little bit of an early stoppage, if I do say so myself. I understand why the referee jumped in, and Khalid Taha shouldn't really complain because he did cover up immediately. But covering up is in a way for a duration of time, and I think Dan Hooker has said this before as well. Covering up on the ground for maybe the first 5 seconds or 3 seconds of doing it is intelligent defense. You know what I'm saying? So just because a guy's covering up doesn't mean you have to stop the fight immediately. Cover up, get my wits about me, and then move. See where he is. You know what I mean? So I understand maybe an argument of an early stoppage. I think Khalid Taha is going to be cut from the UFC anyway, so tough luck for him. But Cristian Quinonez was on his way to winning that fight anyway. If it wasn't, then it would have been a couple of shots later. He put Khalid Taha down badly, and the follow-up shot was nasty as well. So I know why the ref jumped in, but a little bit early. You know what I mean? Let him take a few more, get his wits about him, maybe, because we see that happen a lot in MMA. Cristian Quinonez got it done, though, by first round TKO. 18-3 up-and-coming guy at bantamweight. Got to watch out for him. Moving on. Up the card, Benoit Saint-Denis versus Gabriel Miranda. Amazing fight. Absolutely amazing fight. I think Benoit Saint-Denis got a performance of the night bonus, and he deserved one as well, because this was amazing. He's got a wedding in 2 weeks. Big respect. The French guy, of course, on the card. And he has a wedding in 2 weeks in France, in Paris, marrying his wife, of course, which is what you do when you marry someone. But so good for him, because he didn't want to take too much damage, get a nose broken, get a jaw busted, you know what I mean, before his big moment. So he had to get this one done. He wasn't going to fight on the card, but he made an exemption because of the opponent that he got in Gabriel Miranda. They just wanted him on the card, so I think they teased him with, like, here's a guy who probably shouldn't be in the UFC, dude. You know what I mean? And then he got it done. Avoided the ground game for a bit. I know Miranda does have a good ground game, but I didn't think Benoit Saint-Denis would avoid it as much as he did. But I think he just knew that he would be able to get this one done on the feet. Had some moments of toughness early. Let's be real, where Gabriel Miranda landed some good shots on him and rocked him here and there, but then recovered himself and started landing those big hooks. And it was just a fact that he had a better chin, and he was willing to give one to take one, and Miranda clearly wasn't. So Benoit Saint-Denis landed the big shots at the end of round 1. I thought it was going to be over. Somehow Gabriel Miranda survived, and then in round 2, Benoit cracked him on the chin, put him down badly, and Gabriel Miranda shelled up. So good win from Benoit Saint-Denis, amazing performance, and got 50k extra because of it for his wedding weekend. So good for him. Moving on. He must be on top of the world right now. Perez Ziam versus Michal Figlak. One of my only fights I got wrong on the card. Yeah, Perez Ziam was too big in the scrambles, too strong, improved grappling that we've seen recently in his career. And Michal Figlak just a little bit too small, man. A little bit too small, not powerful enough, not rangy enough. He had some moments where he would land a couple of good body shots on the feet, but at the end of the day, he kept opting for a clinch against a taller opponent who was bigger than him and taller than him and stronger than him in the clinch as well and better than him in the scrambles technically. So he just had no ability to do anything in those positions. I think he should move down to featherweight. And for Ziam, good fighter, but yeah. This was one of the worst performances on the card, I would say. I'm not just saying that because I got it wrong, but for Ziam won, had a spinning elbow moment as well where he rocked Figlak, but couldn't quite put him away. But good performance by Ziam, and he's young, I guess, as well, so he's still got time to improve. He's showing improvements anyway. He's 25, so good for him. This makes Terrence McKinney's win over him immediately in the first round look very, very good as well. So, yeah, good job for Ziam. Figlak back to the drawing board. Moving on. Up the card, John Makdessi versus Nasrat Haqparast. I went with Nasrat Haqparast by decision, 30-27. He got it done, decision, 30-27. There were some close rounds, though. And I did believe that, Makdessi was going to be ahead on strikes. But when you look at the significant strikes, I mean, Makdessi put something behind your shots. Like, Makdessi, to me, came out there with a game plan of, I'm going to try and rob him by landing a few more. Like tapping at the legs. When you do that, your opponent's got nothing to respect from you. And then because of that, he can do whatever he wants. And that's how comfortable Nasrat looked on the feet against John Makdessi there. John Makdessi put nothing behind his shots, tapped at him for 3 rounds, and then Nasrat was able to start ripping to the body and ripping to the head with combinations because he knew Makdessi had no power back for him because he wasn't throwing with power. I don't understand what Makdessi came out there to do. I believe try and sneak his way into a decision win. Round 1 can go Makdessi's way. I don't mind that, but Nasrat landed the better shots. And round 2 and 3 were Nasrat's rounds pretty clearly, in my opinion, even if Makdessi outlanded him in round 3. Nasrat landed the way better shots and also got some takedowns in round 3 as well. Knocked down John Makdessi badly in round 2 as well. So respect to John Makdessi for toughing it out and being tough and getting through it and gritting down. But I think what we saw out there was the hunger in a career of a 20-something-year-old versus the hunger in a career of a 30-something-year-old. So yeah, John Makdessi lost and Nasrat got it done. Great body shots, great boxing. We'll see what he does moving forward. Moving on. Magomedov versus Dustin Stoltzfus. I said it would be quick. I didn't think it would be that quick and that good, in all honesty. Magomedov, immediate winning potential from him. Like, landed a couple of shots here and there, a jab or something, and some tapping shots. Give him a couple of looks. He landed 7 of 7 significant strikes. So you're looking at the only man in the UFC, as of right now, in the entire company who has an 100% accuracy. Just saying. 7 of 7 on significant strikes for him. And he got the KO in round 1 with a front kick. So painful looking. He better trim his toenails because that's looking like a cut on the roof of the mouth. The way the toes went in. Like that. Like, actually crazy. Magomedov fainted at him. Threw a front kick up the top. And it was almost sad. Like, Dustin Stoltzfus came all the way over there. Thinking it was his time, you know what I mean? And it was sort of like they were talking German to each other, and you could see Dustin Stoltzfus was so sad with himself, and even Bruce Buffer was like, dude, we know you're tough. You're a tough guy, dude. Trust us, dude. We know how good you are. This happens, you know? And all that type of stuff, and Abbas just front kicked him straight in the mouth. Amazing win by Magomedov. Watch out for that man in the middleweight division, I'm telling you. This ain't no, Kevin Holland on the come-up, split decision to Darren Stewart, you know what I mean, where we have to worry about if he's actually going to get to the top or not. I think this guy's on a one-way ticket to the top of the middleweight division. If Vettori can make it, and guys like Vettori can make it, Abbas can. Moving on. Up the card, Charles Jourdain versus Nathaniel Wood. Okay, this is one people want me to talk about. Right. I picked Charles Jourdain to win. Nathaniel Wood is so good at fighting, and I didn't expect it. I did not expect it whatsoever. He's so unbelievably good at fighting. And people are like making complaints and robbed, and the commentary was so biased. I just watched back some of the highlights of it right now, and they're not counting things that Wood's landing, and they're talking about the things that Jourdain was landing. But man, Nathaniel Wood is good at Thai boxing and kickboxing and Muay Thai in general. I don't know what I'm even saying right now. He's so good at Muay Thai. It's just, His grappling is good as well. He's got the offensive takedown part of his game. But one thing I love about his takedowns, and even I said this live, and he mentioned it in his post-fight interview. He said, they're cheeky, you know. I like using them, you know. They don't use too much energy, and I can get it off and do what I need to do without expelling energy to get him to the ground, you know. And all that type of stuff. And I was like, yeah, exactly. He's not double-legging and picking them up and dragging them to the ground and using all of his strength to get people where he wants them. He's slickly, like, manipulating their upper body and sweeping them, like, down low and tripping them up and then catching a leg and using it to get into guard. And it's just slick work from Nathaniel Wood. And I'm so glad that he's actually starting to get a career going for himself, because he must have made a lot of money over the past 2 cards, the past 2 fights that he's had, because he's on a decent contract. He got robbed against Casey Kenny at bantamweight. He was winning against John Dodson, and he got punched and dropped badly, and it was a bit of an early stoppage, and he hasn't really had things go his way. And then he had 2 years off with injury on injury on injury, and now he's back. 2 fights in 6 weeks, according to Michael Bisping. Who knows if that's true? That dude has no idea what's going on half the time, and he's won both of them. Yeah, 2 fights in 6 weeks, it's looking like. The end of July until now. Beat Charles Rosa by decision in a tough fought fight, but schooled him, and then beat Charles Jourdain in an even tougher fight, but again, won that fight very well. He landed the more powerful shots in round 1. Amazing performance. He landed more in round 1 and the more powerful shots. His leg kicks in this fight were underrated. The commentary never mentioned them, but he landed a lot of inside leg kicks and stuff like that to knock Jourdain off balance, and a lot of teeps to the body as well, and I thought he won every single round of that fight. Round 2 was close, and you can argue Jourdain winning that round. But when you're arguing who won the stand-up round, and Wood gets a takedown or 2 in that round, and the only reason they're back up is because the referee jumped in immediately, for some bizarre reason, they should let him work on the ground a bit. Like, he's on the ground. Like, it takes long to set something up to get a guard pass. Like, he's not just stalling it out on the ground. You know what I mean? Like, I think every round should have gone to Wood. Maybe a 29-28 or something like that. I saw some people saying, people in the comments are saying stuff like, oh, Jourdain, he got canned a couple of times and there should have been points taken away. Like, I think they mean groin shotted, but Jourdain's not complaining. Wood's like, oh, did that hit your cup? Sorry. And Jourdain's like, nah, I'm good. Let's keep going. Like, what are you guys complaining about? I think Jourdain fans, I think he's got some simps out there. And I think he's got some male simps, if I'm going to be quite honest. And I think they're very upset about this result. I picked Jourdain as well, and I like him as a fighter. But he's flawed. Jourdain is flawed as a fighter. He is. He's too one-dimensional. He needs to offer some offensive grappling. Otherwise, his opponents have nothing to worry about and they can know what to look out for. He is so all over the place on his feet. He has a lazy front kick, a lazy teep. He throws kicks with no care in the world. I know he doesn't throw them with power, so he can surprise people with them. But when you've got a guy like Nathaniel Wood, he's going to take advantage of that every time. There were so many times where Jourdain would try and throw a kick and be so off balance that Wood would, like, sweep his rear leg with a kick. Or just chuck him over in some moments as well. Like, Jourdain needs to really... The craziness is good. And in an alternate universe, he doesn't even have to take this fight. And he's fighting against a top contender. And probably, like, beating Dan Ige of the world. You know what I'm saying? Because he arguably should have beaten Shane Burgos. He shouldn't even be in this situation. But here we are again. Jourdain's lost. He needs to tighten some things up. He's good. Just needs to get that little bit better. And Wood gets it done. He's very great. And he's got a good chin at featherweight as well, because he took some big shots in the clinch against Charles Jourdain. So, good job by Nathaniel Wood. Amazing win. Let's get him on the February card. Lerone Murphy, Nathaniel Wood. Manchester versus London. Make it happen. Moving on. William Gomis versus Jarno Errens. Nothing much in the first 2 rounds. Jarno Errens trying to engage in a clinch, not really knowing what he's doing, and William Gomis ending up on top. This was a terrible performance from both of them. This seemed like a fight that wouldn't even get signed on the Contender Series, and that's saying something because Dana signs everyone on that fucking show. William Gomis, Jarno Errens. Why risk going on the Contender Series against a good opponent where you could just be from the region the UFC's in and get on the card because of it? They both look terrible. But the main thing people want to talk about, I'm guessing, is the triangle in the 3rd round. Very good job by Jarno Errens to get the triangle. But he couldn't finish it. And William Gomis got a lot of credit for not tapping to that triangle. However, Jarno Errens didn't put it together the way he needed to. He just sort of laid there doing nothing with his hands while he had the triangle position. There's a reason you have hands, MMA fighter. I shouldn't have to break this down to you. Watch Anthony Pettis versus Michael Chiesa. And I don't want you to watch the triangle. The triangle happens. Watch the hands and the mind of Pettis when he's got Chiesa in that triangle. That's high-level jiu-jitsu. He gets the triangle locked up, and immediately he's like, this, tap, 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 this, grab, manipulate. He's like, you've got hands, grab the leg of William Gomis, stop him stacking up above of you so he can slip out of it, bring him down so he's on his knees, and then start turning in the angle, and then start pulling down on your own leg and starting to create pressure there. He just did none of it. So Gomis got out of it. But yeah, I picked Gomis to win. He got it done. I said TKO. He won by decision, whatever. Moving on. Up the card. Alessio Di Chirico versus Roman Kopylov. Great first round from Roman Kopylov. Amazing first round from Roman Kopylov. Looking really good. Looking really good out there. Landing flush with shots is what I was going to say. Looking very flush. But landing very flush with a lot of his shots against Alessio Di Chirico in that first round. Chirico sort of having trouble finding his range. Round 2 seemed to go the opposite direction, though. It seemed like Di Chirico was starting to mount a little bit of a comeback and putting the pressure on Roman Kopylov. But I also kind of got the feeling that Roman Kopylov was like letting Di Chirico punch himself out a bit and taking his foot off the gas, knowing that he has a wounded guy in front of him that has a busted eye and he's injured and he's getting hit to the body and his legs getting destroyed and stuff like that. And he just sort of was saving and conserving himself for round 3 that he knew was coming. So he tried to win round 2, but I didn't feel like he needed to win round 2. And then round 3, he landed something like a 5 or 6 punch combination on Alessio Di Chirico. And the commentary was saying stuff like, what a big mistake from Di Chirico letting his hands go down. He was rocked and getting finished. You know? That's like, whoa, what a mistake from Curtis Blades taking those ground and pound shots after being KO'd by Derek Lewis. Get up! You know what I mean? Like, he got finished, rocked badly, stumbled into the cage with his arms down, and then got finished afterwards with another combination, 1, 2, 3. So, good job from Roman Kopylov. Great performance. Took his time. I picked him to win. He was evens, maybe an underdog, and he got it done. Very good win from him. Good hands. And very patient. Looks like a big chase hooper. Good win from Roman Kopylov. Moving on up the card. Nasrat Imavov versus Joaquin Buckley. Wow. Right, I picked Buckley to win. And, sorry. But he did good. I don't see a lot of people mentioning that. I think a lot of people are talking about the performance of Nasrat Imavov, and it was good. I picked Buckley to win by late rounds finish. I thought there would just be too many opportunities to land one of those big winging shots that he has, or work the body of Nasrat Imavov, and I said maybe a 2nd or 3rd round TKO. And there was moments that he had, but round 1 and 2, man, Nasrat Imavov. He's big for the division. He has a massive weight cut for the division as well, because, you know, his name ends in a V, so he does drain himself to depletion to make weight because he's so brave. So he's massive compared to Buckley. I mean, I didn't think this before, but I looked at that fight and I thought, man, Buckley might as well be at welterweight, in all honesty, because he's not a big guy for middleweight, and this really proved it. But maybe Imavov's just massive. But Imavov looked great in the first 2 rounds. Really good positioning. Didn't get caught clean by anything, really. Landed some really good straight punches on Buckley. Some good counter right hands as Buckley came in. He put him up against a cage and landed elbows and knees to the body as well. And good teeps to the body as well. And front kicks to the body to keep Buckley at range. Straight down the pipe with a lot of his shots. Because Buckley doesn't come in like Dillashaw and switch stances and move his way in. He just rushes straight forward. And it's a blessing and a curse of his style, because it does make him really explosive and cover distance well. But if you're a good enough striker, you can exploit it. Round 2, eventually it was close. Imavov landing the better shots on the feet at range, but then eventually he got a takedown and ended up on top of Buckley and taking the back position and fighting for a rear naked choke and landing some decent ground and pound shots. So that's another win for Nasrat Imavov, and Buckley started to look quite defeated. But I gave the 3rd round to Buckley, and I have no idea what judge didn't. In all honesty, I just rewatched it. He landed the better shots in round 3. He smashed Imavov with a big knee to the face in round 3 as well. It's not like he was missing. I know he was missing a lot of shots, but he outlanded Imavov. So you can say missing shots all you want. It's just being busy in that case. You know, you're not going to take that away from him if he's still outlanding Imavov because of it. He's just working harder. And Imavov started to slow down and gas. Fail on the takedowns. Buckley would land a knee to the body. And Imavov was still landing KO blow potential shots. But Buckley's chin looked good. And Imavov's chin, fair play, looked good. Because Buckley landed a big knee to the face. Big combos. He was just shy. If he had like a... I don't know how long the arms are of Joaquin Buckley, but I'm going to check it now. Joaquin Buckley, 76. I've got longer reach than Joaquin. He is only 5'10", though. Fair play. Yeah, only a 76-inch reach. If he had like my reach, 78 inches of reach, I reckon he would have been able to land some shots there. And probably put away Imavov. But, you know, Imavov looked good for the first 2 rounds. Really, really good. And I'd like to see him versus some top contenders. Maybe an Andre Muniz, because I don't know who else there is right now. Maybe a Darren Till, if he wants a good matchup for himself. I doubt Dill's going to be wanting to fight a grappler when he comes back. Moving on. Robert Whittaker versus Marvin Vettori. Amazing performance by Robert Whittaker. I spoke about him enough, so let's just talk about the performance. First round, very close, back and forth, but Whittaker landed better shots, and more of them apparently as well. So Whittaker won that round pretty clearly, in my opinion. Vettori was landing some good shots, like a body kick here and there, and an inside leg kick here and there, but Whittaker was landing better strikes, better right hands, teeps to the body and stuff like that. And then round 2 and 3, Whittaker started tuning him up beautifully. Following up with head kicks, throwing front kicks to the body, throwing teeps to the body, leg kicks as well, 1-2s. Everything was falling into place perfectly for Robert Whittaker in that fight. Amazing performance, one of the best of his career. And I said it, man. I said it for the Gastelum fight, and I said it for this one. These guys ain't got it for Whittaker. He's going to school him. I didn't say that about anything else. I said Cannonier, you know, maybe Whittaker wins close 29-28. You know what I mean? I picked it against him for the Adesanya fight. I picked against him for the Till fight, style-wise, because they can be patient. He beat Till. He beat Adesanya in the rematch as well. But I said he would school Gastelum and Vettori because they're just too basic. They don't have the talent for Whittaker. Whittaker's too talented. And he showed that in this fight. Rounds 2 and 3, sat down on his shots and started beating up Vettori, which doesn't happen. So respect. Amazing win from Robert Whittaker. Big stomps, big leg kicks, big front kicks to the body. Big head kicks that rocked Vettori here and there. Straight right hands that rocked him as well. Knees to the face and stuff like that. Like, it was just great work from Whittaker and a great takedown at the end of round 3 as well. He can do what he wants. He'll win. Moving on. Up the card. Ciryl Gane versus Tuivasa. Crazy. Spoke about it already again on another video, but man, Ciryl Gane's good. Round 1, schooled Tuivasa on the feet a little bit, tapping at him at range. I want to check the numbers right now, but I imagine they were quite, 16-6 on significant strikes, and I think only like 3 of Tuivasa's were clean, or 2 of them were clean, you know what I mean? So they're different quality of strikes. Everything Ciryl Gane landed was like a good shot on Tuivasa. Teeps to the stomach, there all day for Ciryl Gane. Leg kicks, punches, everything. Round 2. Gane still doing his thing, schooling Tuivasa at range. Boom. Tuivasa rocks him badly, hurts him bad. Gane has to get back up, put it back on him, and he does put it back on him. Massive respect. Massive respect. Honestly, for putting it back on him in round 2. Most guys would shy away and move away. Oh, panic takedown. Let me get the clinch. You know what I mean? But Ciryl Gane, different gravy. Comes forward, big body kicks, hurts Tuivasa, starts putting it on him with the kicks as well. Almost gets caught a couple of times again, but stays out of danger. And then once he had Tuivasa hurt to the legs and body and even broke his nose, I believe, at the end of round 2 as well, then it was one-way traffic for Gane, beating up Tuivasa. Tuivasa had to resort to, like, faking being more hurt than he was to try and land some shots on Gane, but Gane was just too much for him, schooling him at range, beating him in the pocket as well in round 3 at some points. Finishing him brutally with an amazing... I can't get enough of that shift right hand that he landed. I want to see it again, but BT Sport haven't uploaded the highlights yet, so... Good stuff from Ciryl Gane. Amazing performance. Curtis Blades next. Maybe John Jones if Stipe still ain't ready. We'll see. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Toodle Pip, I'll see you later. Goodbye. I went, I believe, 10-3 on the card overall. If there was 11 fights on the card, I believe I went 10-3. I'm not too sure. Let me give a quick recap. Great fight card overall. Like the first UFC London one. I picked Egger by submission. She got it done. I picked Quinonez by TKO first round. He got it done. I think I picked Benoit Saint-Denis to finish. Submission. He got it done by TKO. I picked Figlak. He lost. I said decision. He lost decision. Almost had it with that mount there in the 3rd round, but he fell out of it. A mess. Nasrat by decision, I said 30-27. He arguably got that. Abus, first round finish. I got that one as well. I said Jordan, comeback KO. He lost the whole thing. I said Gomis. I said Kopylov by TKO. He got it. Third round. I actually said third round as well. And I got, not Buckley, but I got Whittaker decision. And I said Gane third or fourth, but I settled on fourth. I should have said third. I'm pretty good at how people win. We just need to keep it consistent like tonight with who's going to win. Like and subscribe. Toodle pip. I'll see you later. Goodbye.